This is W2FJH. We'll be starting the STNY digital voice net here in just about 5 minutes. We do have NetLogger up and running for those folks that wish to check in through NetLogger. NetLogger can be found at netlogger.org. We also do have Google Meet up and running. So if you wish to join us on Google Meet, you can find the link at stnydmr.net. So we'll see you folks in just about 5 minutes here. This is W2FJH. This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY digital voice net on Brandmaster Talk Group 31367, wires Xroom 83721, and live stream to Google Meet and YouTube. The primary purpose of the STNY digital voice net is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. For more information about this net, please visit stnydmr.net. This net will prioritize short-time, mobile, in-and-out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have 4 other stations checked in through NetLogger, so the net would like to recognize K3BYC Carlton, W2 KDC Dennis, N2 NRA Cliff, and N3 OJP Mick. Oh, and I also see N2 QFD Mail has also checked in. All right. When checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So first, let's take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open it up for any and all stations that would like to check into the STNY digital voice net this evening. Please call now.
KM4UJP, Kilo Mike 4, Uniform Juliet Papa, John, Juliet Oscar November, St. George Island, Florida, right on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. Beautiful day. Back to net.
KD3, AJN, Hannah in Beaver, Pennsylvania.
N3DQD, Beaver, Pennsylvania. Ray.
This is November Echo 2 Whiskey, Ed in Binghamton, New York.
All right, and we have KM4 UJP John, KD3 AJN Anna, N2 QFD Ray, and NE2W Ed. Were there any other stations that joined this evening? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so we will kick things off. If there's any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. All right, no announcements. Let's move on for questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now.
KM4UJP, question?
KM4 UJP John, fire away with your question there.
Yeah, my question for the net is, are there any other DMR talk groups in Western New York that have much activity on them that anyone might know about? Over.
That's a good question there. I'm not sure about Western New York. I think there's a few people in the Rochester, Buffalo area. For the most part, I've seen more traffic on the upstate New York channel. It's a 31361. But other than that, I haven't surfed myself to any of the other geographic areas of New York there. But I will open it up if anybody else has any other feedback for John there. Please call now.
This said NE2W.
Yeah, Ed, fire away with your comments for John there, and then John, you can chime in there and hand it back to me when you guys are done.
Well, this is going back over a year ago. I thought there was some repeaters up in Buffalo that might be linked in, but I'm not sure. But one way to check maybe you already know about Hose Line. Hose Line will show you what's going on. You can look there and see if any activity comes up. I'm looking right now, and I see us, the 31367, but that's the only New York one. But Hose Line shows everything that's going on. Over.
Yeah, KM4UJP. Thanks for that. I forgot about Hose Line, to tell you the truth. I've used it in the past, but it's been a minute. KM4UJP, I appreciate that reminder, and I'll start checking it out. Appreciate it. Back to net.
Hey, we're good there, John. And just one other piece of information, actually, Ed just reminded me that if you go on to brandmeister.network, if you click on information and then you click on network map, it will show you a map of where repeaters are. And granted, there is no repeaters in the southern tier area, but there are several repeaters that are showing up in Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse. There's a couple in Kingston, way up north there. There's actually one showing up down there in Scranton. But you could actually find at least what the repeaters are. I'm not sure if you could potentially locate them then on a repeater book or something like that, just find what talk groups are statically set for those repeaters. But just another avenue there. It looks like there's about, or at least it's coming up with the number 5 in Rochester. It looks like 2 in Buffalo, and just east of Syracuse, looks like there's two out there. So just hopefully that's some other information for you there. So, all right. Any other questions for the net this evening? Please call now. Right, I haven't heard this. So I did have a question myself. This is just kind of a quick question. I do have a presentation for BARA, the Binghamton Amateur Radio Association, coming up here. I do have some slides put together on operating on digital voice that will cover YSF, DMR with Brandmeister, TGIF networks, and also on Wires X. I was looking for if anybody on the net here would like me to share the slides, and I would appreciate any feedback on them. So, or things I might have missed that might be good to also show in the presentation. So, if you do have any, or if you're willing to have some time to take a look at them for me, you can find my email on QRZ, but it's frank.w2fjh@gmail.com. You can just send me an email there, and I can share that presentation with you. So I greatly appreciate that. So, all right, moving on for comments. We are talking about the net topic this evening is: do you use any IP telephony in the hobby, i.e., HamShack Hotline, hams over IP, or amateur wire? If so, how do you use it? And this net topic was given to us by Dennis, W2KDC. So top of my list is Carlton, K3BYC. How was your week?
This is K3BYC, Carlton in Darlington, Maryland. Good evening, Frank. Thanks for taking the net. And good evening to everyone who has checked in. It's been a fine week. Beautiful weather. Got a little hot there. It's cooled back down. But it's just been perfect there, so can't complain. As for the net topic, individually, I don't have IP any IP use here at home. As far as the ham radio, HamShack Hotline, or hams over IP. We do have it for my Harford County Races group in our Races room. And we have two lines going through the same unit. Line 1 is HamShack Hotline. Line 2 is hams over IP. And I know our guy who getting it provisioned and all the administrative paperwork apparently is a nightmare, but he got it done. I have not used it myself, but it's there. We call it the bat phone. And it's we sort of design it for maybe going from Races room to Races room between jurisdictions, but it's there. It's a tool. I have yet to use it personally, though, but always another thing going on there. But that's all I have on that topic there, so I won't shoot up the time there. So anyway, this is K3B1. Everybody have a great week coming up. This is K3BYC. Back to net control.
Hey, very good there, Carlton. I like the bat phone. All right, next on the list is W2 KDC Dennis. How was your week?
Oh, hi, Frank, and everyone on the net. I had a good week. Got some stuff done outside, and just working on different odds and ends. Things coming along good. As far as the net topic, I've got lines set up for HamShack Hotline and Ham over IP and amateur, whatever it is. The park radio groups that I do the online testing with uses HamShack Hotline. They have a bridge, and we use that as a means to communicate any issues while the testing is going on. And then they have a backup bridge with hams over IP. But I wondered how any other people use it, if anybody uses it to call other hams just to talk or anything like that. That was the reason for the question. And that's it for tonight. W2KDC, back to you, Frank.
Hey, very good there, Dennis, and thanks for the net topic this evening. And yeah, we already have one answer. We have another use of it is the bat phone. So I do like that though, the Races room there. So it is a good also use of VoIP there. So all right, next on the list is N2NRA Cliff. How's your week?
Kilo Charlie 2, November Julius Victor. Listening.
Trying to get lawn work done, and checking out the Lewis and Clark expedition special event there that Mick mentioned, and Mel made a via CW contact last night with WW3 Alpha in Pennsylvania, and I'm not sure if D-Star and Echolink qualify for the IP situation, but I hope Mick's wife is doing well. Yeah, she had a little health problems there. And Frank, there's a Tractor Supply coming in Owego over by Johnson Pools. This is N2NRA, back to net control.
Hey, thanks there, Cliff. Yeah, the first part of your transmission was cut off a bit there. But we do have Whiskey 2, Juliet Tango, Joseph. or Joe, also checked in there. And yeah, that's where we go. We got a Tractor Supply and a Taco Bell coming in. Man, we're moving on up. We're like the Jeffersons. All right. Next on my list. Speaking of Mick's wife, next on my list is Mick and 30JP. Mick, how was your week there?
Good evening, Frank, everybody on the net. Well, my wife's doing much better. She had her procedure Friday to break up the 6 millimeter kidney stone. And it was too big to pass, is what the doctor told me. So I guess they use a laser to break this up and then take the pieces out. So, there's some after effects from that, but she's recovering well. She's getting through it. Did have to put a stent in just to help her pass water, but that'll come out in 7 to 10 days. But thanks for asking. So she's on the better side of this whole thing. So I haven't done anything other than hang around here within shouting distance. But I did go up to the Breeze Shooter Hamfest today, up in Butler, PA. That's at the same farm grounds where Trump was shot, so that was kind of strange seeing the buildings and everything. My daughter was here, so not that my wife needs care, but we want to keep an eye on her here the next few days. But I did see a guy selling to Cisco's voice over IP phones, and but the fellow that was standing with me said he thinks you need a power supply with those phones, and the guy thought you could do VOE or PoE, power over Ethernet, which is probably true, but they'll be available. I'm not sure what I would even do with it. I know some of the guys here locally use the voice over IP. Let's see, Lewis and Clark. I called CQ. I got on 40 meters yesterday, but propagation was terrible. I made one contact. That was in Indiana. But the WW3AAA, that's our club here. And I think John was doing CW last night, so you probably picked him up, or Mal did. That was good. So I'm going to try it again this week. I was going to do it last night, but no, that was after 8 o'clock. And Frank, I'll try to listen for you on Wednesday night with the Barra Zoomcast. I seen Ed send out a note. I'm sure he'll post it on 7.3. And yeah, I want to hear what you got going on. I'm sure it's going to be a good presentation. I won't have time to look at the slides, but I'm sure it'll be good, Frank, though. No worries. Okay, and everybody, thanks for asking about my wife. She's doing well. I'll let her know. W2FJH and 30JP. Good evening.
Hey, very good there, Mick, and that's good to hear that your wife's doing much better now. So, all right, yeah, Lewis and Clark, and also if you reminded me, because I think next on my list, also Mal was talking about not only Lewis and Clark special event, but also the 13 Colony special event is on the horizon, and I think he made a mention here that he's going to be taking time off of work for it. So he's going hardcore on that one, I guess. So, yep. All right, next on my list is Mal and 2QFD. Mal, how was your week?
Here is N2QSD. Yeah, I did last year. Took a little time off because I really wanted to try to do it all 2RP CW, and while that doesn't seem like it could be terribly challenging, some of the states have relatively few operators, and it's kind of grown to a pace where 13 colonies is a little more like a contest than a special event, which has taken some of the fun out of it, but it's one of those things that kind of launched and nobody expected it to become so popular. So the week here was pretty good. I'm transitioning back to a job where I'm going to be working slightly earlier hours again, so we had a little off time, and tomorrow I'll be back to being a routine draftsman and working an earlier shift, so we'll be traveling a little different route, scouting for more Meshtastic nodes north of the city of Ithaca, and seeing what we find. Had a little frustration with the Raspberry Pi this week, And speaking of IP stuff, I've been using Mumbler to get voice and audio in and out of a remote station, so that's been kind of fun. And the Ithaca Racies use HamShack Hotline. We do still have a few internet-linked Echolink nodes, although it's pretty rare to get somebody checked into a net through Echolink into a repeater, but it does happen. So it's a useful tool, and we're glad to see it there. We'll send it back to you, Frank, and Best 7-3. Here's N2QSD.
Hey, very good there, Mel. And yeah, I'm a gamer myself, and there's been times in the past, where there was a big game release or something coming out, and me and a couple buddies would all call off of work and everything for the game to come out. And yeah, actually, you also remind me that we used to use Mumble. We set up a Mumble server, and this was when TeamSpeak was out, and it was cost money to set up a TeamSpeak server, and we used Mumble instead. But then Discord came about, and it was kind of like, well, there's no point in maintaining your own server when you can run it through Discord, and it was just easier for everybody to have and set up, and this way you don't have to worry about the server ever being down or anything. So yeah, that kind of worked out for us there. But yeah, sorry, going a little off topic there, but yeah, I'm also familiar with Mumble as well, and yeah, I'm good. Best of luck on the 13 colonies there. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. Before I get to my next station, let's take a quick standby. For any additional stations you'd like to check in this evening, please call now. All right, nothing heard, so we will continue on down the list to KM4UJP. John, how was your week?
Well, week was just fine, uneventful, which is the way I like it, but you're getting the Tractor Supply. Next, you're going to get a Harbor Freight, and I call those both adult toy stores because living fairly close to a Tractor Supply and a Harbor Freight makes it difficult. KM4UJP, back to net.
Hey, very good there, John. And yeah, it's kind of a common thing for the wife to be like, "Well, what do you need that for?" And it's like, I need this because I will eventually need it. So yeah, at least for now, at least the Lowe's and the Home Depots and all that are a little bit of a drive for me there, so I don't go out there too often. But yeah, when they creep in closer, I don't know, I might have to frequent them more often. So. All right, next on the list is KD3AJN. Anna, how was your week?
Hi, Frank in the net from KD3AJN. My week was good. Have been studying because I'm going to take my general test on Wednesday. And as far as the net topic, we've never used any of those. KD3AJN.
Hey, very good there, Anna, and best of luck on your test. So, all right, next on my list, we'll hop the HT over to the other guy in the room there, N3DQD. Ray, how was your week?
It is pretty funny, Frank. M3DQD here. We do pass the handheld back and forth, and believe it or not, the node is exactly in between us, in the middle in between us. So we have no trouble getting into it. And as Anna said, we do not use the the HamShack Hotline, etc. But in answer to John's question, if he's looking for some activity on Brandmeister, there is an active group that's generally people monitoring 3100 much of the time. So I'm sure if you were to go over there and throw your call out, you would get a response because it does have quite a bit of activity. Anna and I are in the same club as Mick, WW3AAA, AAA Amateur Radio Association. So just wanted to throw that in there too. And John, the other thing that's very, very active, and Mick clued us into this, is the East Coast Reflector. There's always activity on there, and they have gateways to go in through all the digital modes, along with Echolink and All Star. So that's all we have today. This is N3DQD.
Hey, very good there, Ray. And yeah, actually, I was hoping during the presentation there, I'm going to be doing some demos. And I'm really hoping kind of the ham gods cooperate with me there. And potentially when I get on YSF or DMR, when I get on DMR, I was thinking about using 3100, if not 3136, which is the New York State talk group, just to have a quick cue. So it's kind of a demonstration of making a quick contact on DMR. But I was kind of going to work my way up. 3136. If nobody answers, I'll go to 3100. And then if nobody answers there, I'm sure I will hopefully make a contact on 91, which is worldwide. But, all right, very good there. All right, next on the list is NE2W. Ed, how was your week?
Hey, good evening, Frank, and everyone on the net. Good week. Finally had a week where it didn't rain all the time. We've had a lot of rain back in the month of May. Voice over IP, I didn't get involved with any of that ham stuff. I did use Google Voice with an Obi Talk box to get a couple phone lines, one landline for the house and the other line for the fax machine, which that was a couple of years ago, and haven't sent a fax in a couple of years. Talking about activity, though, on the Southern Tier Digital VoiceNet webpage, STNY up on the top there's a tab that says Calendar/Nets, and you can look in there and click on the digital voice nets, and it gives you nets that are, it goes to a Google Calendar that gives you nets that are going on all over the place, regularly scheduled times. It gives I've talked on the Hawaii DMR net, the net control Julie, that meets at, I want to say, I'm not sure of the time, if it's midnight or noon. But anyway, might want to check that out on the Southern Tier STNYDMR.net and click on the thing and follow the way to the net. So back to you, Frank. This is NE2W.
Hey, very good there, Ed. And yeah, actually, your calendar I did include also in the presentation. Hopefully that's perfectly fine there. As kind of some ways of finding different nets or activities going on with digital voice. And if you wouldn't mind, Ed, I'll after the net here, I'll shoot you a link. If you do have time to look over the slides, great. Any feedback, like I said, I think I need like 2 or 3 more slides at the end there, but for the most part, I think it's all together there, and honestly, hopefully I can get through a lot of the slides quickly, and I'll get to the demos. Okay, I kind of have a feeling a lot of questions and everything will come from the demos of everything. But I was talking with Drew and Gary, and talking about how I'm going to be bringing some equipment down and getting everything set up to do all these demos. So I'm not sure if you'll be down there on Wednesday, but hopefully I'll see you there. So, all right. Next on my list is W2JJT. Joe, how was your week? Nothing heard on my end, but we'll give it another go there. We were looking for Whiskey 2 Juliet Tango. Joe, are you still with us there? Right, then we will possibly circle back to Joe there. And with that, I have reached the end of my list. So let's get another standby. For any additional stations who would like to join the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening, please call now. All right, sorry about that. I think I had a momentary glitch there on my hotspot. But yeah, nothing heard there. So any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns, please call now.
This is K3BYC with an additional comment.
Yeah, sure. Fire away with your question there.
This is not specifically a question, but it was another topic that came up this week as a result of an email that was sent out by ARRL Atlantic Division Director Robert B. Famiglio. I don't know if the Atlantic Division it covers part of New York. I don't know if it covers any of the southern tier. The topic of that email was that Pennsylvania came very close in their legislative overreach for hams. We're going to lose the privilege to be able to use their radios mobile unless they had Bluetooth. And after having that settled a year or so ago, legislature just made an attempt to eliminate that and really put the hurting on the hams. And with some lobbying on his part, he also is an attorney. They did manage to carve out an exception for ham radio. You're using the microphone, not device.
Hey, thanks, sir. Carlton. Sorry, I think something is going on with the 3104 Brandmeister server right now. I am connected with the 3102, I think, on my, sorry, 3103 on my phone. Kind of in the middle of your transmission there, it cut out on 3104, but it was still going on 3103. So just to recap, if anybody else is on the 3104, and Carlton's transmission also did cut off, he was talking about there might not be an exception for CB or GMRS in some of the two-way radios, and he was talking about some of the overreach of the cell phone laws of you requiring Bluetooth and hands-free for some of that. So if anybody else had any additional comments or questions or anything for Carlton, please call now.
Yeah, this NE2W. I have a comment.
Yeah, fire away there, Ed.
Okay, thanks, Frank. And yeah, that's it. That letter came out June 5th. It's about 2 o'clock. Uh, it's interesting. I guess what I wanted to say is I've been a ham a while, and we're always allowed to use our, we have the 2 meter mounted in the car. We're able to talk on it and like that. If, I want to say, on Zoom if anybody would like to join us. Back to you, Frank. This is NE2W.
Hey, thanks, Ed. And sorry, for me, you kind of cut out there, but it seems like it still went through because you kind of came back all of a sudden, and I don't know if I'm having just some internet issues or something right now. But yep, I think you mentioned that if anybody wanted to join on Zoom, yes, if I'm not the only one who didn't catch the tail end of Ed's, I think it's w2ow dot com.org .net, checking right now. There should be a Zoom link up there. It is w2ow.org, and there should be a link to join us on Zoom from there. So, and it is Wednesday, is a week from this Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 18th, and I believe the meeting starts at 7 o'clock, and the presentation should start about 8 o'clock. So, all right. Hopefully I have internet. Everybody's hearing me. So if there's anybody else with any additional comments, questions, or concerns, or anybody final call for anybody late check-ins, please call now. All right. Well, hearing nothing then, we might as well wrap things up here. I'd like to thank Carlton, Dennis, Cliff, Mick, Mel, John, Anna, Ray, Ed, and Joe for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.